Hey there, I'm Greg Finn,
And I'm Jess Budd.
and it is officially Marketing O'Clock,
And I'm Jess Budd.
and it is officially Marketing O'Clock here on April 19th, 2019. Remember, you can catch your famous Friday news shows each and every Friday morning.
And if you want to follow along with us, check out our show notes. Just head over to marketingoclock.com for all the links from today's articles.
And please subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode.
All right. And first up is from Facebook. They are improving Ads Manager and Business Manager. And this was announced a couple of days ago on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you, Greg.
And are you 21 yet?
21 several times over. I won't tell you how many.
So what did Facebook get you on your birthday?
So it was a pretty good present. They made a statement, and I'll read it. Throughout the year, we'll be making updates to help businesses quickly create, manage, and analyze ad campaigns. I like the sound of that. There's a lot there.
I did too. Did they wrap that up for you or just put it in a blog post?
They just put it in a blog post.
Oh, it's kind of better.
Yeah.
Less attention your way.
I agree with you. Plus, if they wrapped it up for me, the rest of the world wouldn't have read it. And
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, of course, they don't need to because we're going to tell them
Oh, perfect.
everything that was in there. So
All right, rest of the world, open up your ears. Here we go.
get ready. My gift to you on my birthday. So it sounds like there's a lot coming. Again, that statement's pretty broad, but as of this week, so this current week now, they've already started to roll out some changes to the new Ads Manager interface. So and I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen any changes?
I do not see it on any of my clients at the moment.
Me either. So what we can expect to see, hopefully, is simplified navigation, cleaner design, and a different overall management experience as far as campaigns. Instead of that tabbed view, they're going to go with that nested view, which I think they were testing a while back. We might have talked about on this show for sure. But so yeah, rather than tabs, they're going to nest things. And then they are offering an updated copy and paste functionality, which thank goodness, because that duplicate thing they have now is the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I hate it so much. So I'm glad that an improvement on that is coming. There's lots more too that they kind of alluded to, but they didn't give a ton of detail. So we'll keep you posted if they have any further specific announcements on Ads Manager changes.
And the thing I like the most is what you talked about, that nested view.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have those campaigns, like now you can edit it and you get that wonky thing from the right coming out and it's super slow and annoying and you can't actually see what's in there. But this nested view looks cool. You can say, here are the ads that are within this certain campaign. So it seems like a really nice feature. Again, not sure exactly what's going to nest under there, but that's what I'm most excited for, to be able to see more just from the campaign level. And it looks cleaner. The Ads Manager has been clunky and slow and the same for so long. Now, hopefully, this will speed it up and at least make it look nicer.
I hope so. And I mean, speaking of clunky and slow, they're also changing things on the Business Manager side because that's a pretty terrible platform too, I think. So they are promising a seamless process for agencies to onboard new clients, offering a better way for agencies to manage those clients and their historical reporting, as well as an easier way to assign and organize assets to people within your organization. So sounds like everything it should already be doing, but just better. Again, they didn't really give a lot of detail on this, but
And it's slow now. In order to get anywhere, you have to click so many times. You have to get the right spot. And it is confusing. So
it is.
I like the fact that they're going to make it easier on us.
Yes, I agree. But you know what would really make things easier and be the best birthday gift ever?
Yes, I do.
What?
An offline Facebook ads editor.
Oh, that was not on my list, but I would take that over what I was going to say because that would be great.
If I was Mr. Zuckerberg, that's what I would have given you.
Yeah, I mean, he should have done that a long time ago. Get with the times, sir. That's what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, maybe for your 20th birthday, you should have done that.
Yeah, right. See, I like what you did there. So this year, though, what I want, if they're not going to do that, is better, or should I just say actual customer support, other than just a help forum that you have to sneak around in and look for things. It'd be nice to get in touch with a human. I know that our experience.
Are you trying to light a fuse over here?
I'm not trying to light a fuse. I'm trying to tread lightly, but just a phone number or even a live chat feature, something. I know that some accounts that spend a lot of money have access to that support, and that's really nice for those people. But there should be something for everyone to be able to find help.
Okay, the fuse is going off. It's going.
I'm sorry.
It is incredible to me that none of these platforms actively care about servicing not even small businesses, but medium level businesses.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Google is the worst. Facebook is a close second. And overall, there's just no attention to trying to call. All people do is try to shake the change out of your pocket.
Yes.
Like, oh, you paused this campaign you haven't spent in 6 months. Here, I'm going to get you 3 people trying to turn it back on. But anybody who's got an actual problem, there is no support. It is the worst.
None. I'm just sitting here shaking my head. Yeah.
For medium businesses. And for bigger businesses, it's like the opposite, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, this is not fair in a way. You're a medium-sized business. You're trying to grow to be that big business. And you got these people just ignoring you, essentially.
Yeah.
And it is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It is. But that's how, never mind. Never mind. I won't get into it.
So anyway, I unfortunately don't think you're getting your birthday present next year either.
I don't think so, but I would take an offline editor if they're offering that. That would be great.
I just made that up. So folks, that is not real. That is just
but it's
what I
something
would
we
be
want.
doing. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, next up is called Instant Loading AMP Pages from your own domain from Google. And Google has announced that today we are rolling out support in Google's searches AMP web results, also known as blue links, to link to signed exchanges. And this news came out on the 16th. And you may be wondering, what is a signed exchange?
Yes, please.
A signed exchange is a file format that is defined in the web packaging specification that allows the browser to trust a document as if it belongs to your origin. So your page can appear under your URL. Now, what does that mean? Basically, AMP has had this kind of contentious relationship with many publishers because you get to an AMP page and it sort of looks like you're actually, let's say we're on CBS or something. It looks like you're on CBS, but when you go to copy that URL, it's actually Google. And it says it'll be, google.com/amp/CBS, whatever. And it's not actually hosted on your domain. And this is changing. So I don't know if you've ever gotten like text messages or any kind of messaging and somebody sends an article and it's like the Google URL.
Yes.
And it's annoying. And especially if you're on desktop, because like I'm on a desktop, I'm whatever. So now you're going to be able to say instead of google.com/amp/www.marketingoclock.com, it'll just show up as marketingoclock.com.
Which is nice. That looks cleaner. That seems like that's the page you're actually going to, too. I mean, you want to talk about sending text messages. People don't trust things necessarily.
Yes.
Even with Google in the
yes.
URL.
And the nice thing is there are other people trying to make it easy to implement these signed exchanges. And so Cloudflare is probably the largest entity out there on the domain side. And they put out the message here that Google AMP's crawler downloads the content of your website and stores it in the AMP cache many times a day. If your site has AMP real URL enabled, Cloudflare will digitally sign the content we provide to that crawler, cryptographically proving it was generated by you. So there are going to be more and more people making it easier to have this come from and show as your site. Everything's great, right?
I'm going to say yes because I know that you are.
Wrong.
Of course, everything's not great.
Well, a former Googler, Pierre Farr, came out and kind of had this tweet rant, which we're going to link to in the show notes. And it was pretty interesting. I think it was about 8 or 9 tweets there. And we'll read 2 tweets specifically. And his idea was about the security and that, I'll just read the tweets here. He said, for example, looking at the animation in Google's announcement, the searcher asked for the website amp.dev, got the AMP content served from Google's cache, but notice how the browser bar says it's amp.dev. So why the controversy? Google is acting too quickly. Other browsers and internet stakeholders have well-founded concerns, and the correct mechanism is to address them is the standardization process. Google skipped all of that, period. Naughty, period.
Santa wouldn't like that.
And so that's from a Googler. And his thought is, hey, there needs to be a standardization process if AMP is going to be more than just Google. And that hasn't happened. So there are other folks, when we've seen Firefox have some issues with AMP in the past, but there is maybe pushed through a little bit too quickly, depending on who you ask. Pierre, maybe?
Pierre would say so.
But again, to us, hey, that's something that is a positive towards a recommendation of AMP, right? You're now giving people and sending them to actual URL that you own, not just google.com/AMP.
Yes, exactly. And it's also a lot less messy for analytics as well because everything's coming in as just one domain and all the content is right there. You can see your AMP content in analytics, but there's a lot of configuration you have to do. This, simplifies that, which is nice.
Yep. And it makes it easy to do instead of you could always do it, but with some workarounds, but now it's all in the same URL. And that brings us to this week's lightning round.
Pew, pew. And at this point in the show, we split up our content into two parts, paid and
non-paid.
So I'll cover everything that has to do with advertising and Greg covers the organic or
non-paid.
That's great. I feel like we just need a push button for that. Non-paid. Guys, he said that himself both times. That was good. So here's what's happening in the paid universe this week. Maximize campaign results with cost cap bidding. And this comes from Facebook because that's, they're just all over the news lately. Lots of stuff. More on that later. So they released an announcement with a beautiful quote that I shall read to you. We've heard from businesses that in order to achieve certain campaign goals, it would be helpful to have a bid option that both controls costs and drives volume. To which I say, no way. I guess people out there want to get the most out of their budget at a cost per conversion that makes good sense.
Yeah, that's what the good marketers want.
Right. So yay, Facebook. Thank you. From the looks of things, this is pretty much what we are used to with target CPA bidding on Google Ads. You set an overall daily budget and then also a target CPA, but Facebook calls it cost control. That's all, just cost control. So that's optional. You don't have to set it, obviously, but it would be nice. So from there, Facebook will aim to get you the most conversion actions possible within your budget at an average cost per action that is no more than what you set as your cost control. So this is nice.
I'm actually surprised they use the word cost. I'd picture somebody in like a t-shirt and some hip shoes or something. Cost sounds too aggressive. I could picture that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cost, especially cost control.
I could see it something like investment wrangling or something like that.
That's very fluffy.
But something where it sounds more like cost. People are like, oh, cost.
Yeah.
I feel like people might use it more now.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like too, cost to me says budget or overall spend. It's not because this is cost per action, cost per conversion action.
It sounds like a weight loss program.
Oh, yeah, you want to get on cost control.
Cost control.
It's a weight loss program for your
wallet.
What? Yeah, your wallet.
Yeah,
it's good
financial wellness. That's like a buzzword.
Is it?
I don't know.
It
is now.
Maybe in the finance space. I don't know. So this is rolling out throughout the year. I haven't seen it yet in any of my accounts, but it's a little early in the year, so I guess we'll just keep an eye out. And that's really all I have, Greg. I hope there's more news in the non-paid.
There is much more non-paid news. And first up this week is from Facebook again. And Facebook is testing merging newsfeed and stories together because everybody loves stories and everybody loves news. And instead of swiping down, you will scroll left to right and see each one of those updates in a big, bold format. And the researcher who is well known for reverse engineering social media apps, Jane Wong, spotted the test and tweeted about it on Monday. And it's kind of like a hybrid. So you're going to be able to get stories and you're going to be able to get the updates all at once.
Do you know how much this is going to confuse my parents?
Yes.
They're the only Facebook users I know, and I talk about them a lot, but they're not going to know what to do with that.
Yes. And also sponsored posts are going to show here. So you're going to have one full swipe and it'll be all a sponsored post.
I mean, that's nice.
Not for your parents.
No, I'm thinking selfishly about me as an advertiser.
Yeah. I don't really get the swiping left to right.
No.
I mean, maybe there's some research out there that people feel like they're exercising or something, swiping so much.
But it's no different to go left to right than it is to just go down. Right?
But I feel like you can go down and see more. Like, I just don't get why you only can see one thing.
I think they're doing that on purpose. They want you to, I don't know. We'll
have to ask Jane Wong here. But anyway, this could be interesting to try to accentuate the ads or get more adoption of stories, which everybody is really pushing these days. So, look for that in a news feed coming to you. But it is just a test still at this moment.
Good. I hope it stays that way. I don't like it.
Okay, next up, Google is investigating a new indexing bug, this time with Google News. Folks, we've got an infestation. And Google has said that this new indexing bug is impacting a limited number of publishers, and this is only for Google News. This indexing bug was uncovered on the 16th, and Danny Sullivan at Search Liaison on Twitter has said it was fixed, and he said that on the 17th, so on Wednesday. And this was not related to the indexing issue from last week, and it is only for certain news publishers. So again, if you're a news publisher, check that out, make an annotation. All of that data that's going to be given to you there that shows in analytics is going to be correct. It's just going to be lacking if you've been affected.
People are bugging.
Wow.
Right? I mean, if they're in the news business, I don't know. Yeah, April's been a month of bugs.
Yes, I expected nothing less from you
Oh,
than
that was good.
Okay, next up, LinkedIn adds new teammates option to maintain connection with colleagues. LinkedIn is adding a new teammates option where you can say, these folks are people that I work very closely with. You can go to my network, and then there's enabled, if it's a turn on for you, you can say add teammates, and then you'll see people that are closely on your team. You'll see their updates come to you higher than other members.
That's great. As long as it doesn't interfere with my paid efforts on the platform.
What I want, I've got a feature request.
Yeah.
I want our listeners to show up first for me.
Ooh.
That's what I want. Our lovely listeners to show up.
Yeah, because we're on the same team here, and I could just walk up to you and give you a verbal update.
Yes, it's the least we can do for our listeners. Is to hear them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, let's get them. We need to connect with them first, right?
Yeah, that you need to actually sign into a LinkedIn account.
Yeah, I don't do that often.
I don't think you've signed into LinkedIn since I've known you.
Yeah, probably not. Just for ads, which, if we're begging for offline interfaces or any sort of help with editing, I could gripe about LinkedIn all day, but I won't because this is the non-paid section.
All right. Next up, Google My Business is rolling out short names from Western New York's own Mike Blumenthal. And it is pretty much what you think here. There's a new area that you can input a short name on Google My Business. And if it is turned on for you, I couldn't find it for my business accounts that I have access to.
Me either.
You can go to your business profile, go to the info tab, and then you put in a short name. It could be up to 32 characters, and I think there's a minimum as well. But then what will happen is you'll be able to put g.page and then your short name, and people can go right to your My Business because that's what you want everybody to do, not go to your website or anything.
Well, it's good for if you put like a little tent card on your register that says review us here.
Yeah, that's
right?
great.
I guess that's maybe the only
g.page
place.
/ marketing clock.
Beautiful.
And if there's not one, it just goes right to a search.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Good. So they have a fail-safe.
Okay. Next up, de-indexing bug hits Google Search Console reports and tools. Man, Google's really been bugging out here. And this is from Barry Schwartz. Basically, the Search Console coverage and enhancement reports haven't caught up to that bug we talked about last week. So if you see some issues there, it will be fixed, and you can go to look at Google WMC for more information.
And the tweet that they had was really cute. It said Search Console is still recovering from the indexing issue. So I'm like, aw, Search Console is recovering from a bug. Poor thing, because then they have the little cute avatar that's waving, the little robot. So I feel sorry for it. I want to get it some apple juice.
Yeah, and so what else do you ginger ale?
Ginger ale, yeah, or the brat diet.
I think that's the only reason people ever buy ginger ale.
Really?
I think so.
You don't buy ginger ale?
Do you buy ginger ale?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah. Diet Coke, ginger ale.
I wouldn't picture you a ginger ale kind of.
I like Verner's, like super burny ginger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all the time, but it's my second choice.
Did not know that.
Learn something new every day.
All right. Next up, Facebook is building a voice assistant to rival Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri. And it's pretty much just what I said right there. They've been trying to do this since early 2018, and it's coming out of their augmented reality division and virtual reality group. Usually it works on hardware, including Oculus headsets, which we'll hear more about soon. And, coming soon there. That's probably why in 2018 they launched the amazing Portal product that they had.
You don't hear about that anymore.
What, Portal?
Yeah, I haven't heard about it, in months maybe.
I hope that that's not their like prompt, like portal. What's Jess doing?
Portal, get over here. No, it's probably going to be something like, hey, Facebook, like super boring.
Oh, I bet they're trying to be cool about it, though. Remember they were doing all that creepy stuff to teens? They probably try to do something cool. What were they doing? Paying teens $20 to track all their information on their phones or something creepy?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm glad you clarified what that was. But that was it.
They were paying them. It was just something
they were paying
tracking
them peanuts for their data.
Yes. So anyway, I hope that they call this Portal so that we can keep on saying that. But look for that Facebook's voice assistant coming soon. And that does it for this week's Lightning Round. And now it's time for this week's WTH. This week's WTH is called Facebook accidentally puts hidden messages like Big Brother is watching and the Masons were here in tens of thousands of VR controllers. That's a huge headline. Kind of gave it away there.
Yeah, but it's good. That one is worth reading again, but don't. People can
I will
rewind.
read the messages again, but Facebook said that it accidentally hid bizarre and quote unquote inappropriate messages inside of tens of thousands of virtual reality controllers.
That's a lot of controllers.
Yes, tens of thousands. I think that these were all demos or prototypes that made it out. I don't think these were paid actual folks, but these, again, were shipped out. And some of the messages include Big Brother is watching, like we talked about before. The Masons were here. This space for rent. And a few others said, and these ones were only for the dev kits, but they said, hi, iFixit, we see you. And because you know what iFixit is, they deconstruct every new release of something, open it up, show how it's made, shows what's inside of it.
That's pretty cool.
That one is interesting.
That's a fun little message. Yeah, but they could have just sent them one,
Yeah, totally. And to me, this is on WTH because it's not something to joke about at Facebook now.
No.
Privacy is not a jokeable thing. It's not a laughing matter.
Especially for Facebook. I mean, really for anybody, but Facebook's getting a lot of heat lately. This is not good.
That's one of those things, you get it if somebody puts in like code or something like poop or butt or something. But, to say like Big Brother is watching to something you put on your head or holding your hands while you've got something strapped to your head, it's like really not appropriate.
No, you want to play around. And if this was only intended for prototypes, you want to have a little fun. I'm okay with that. But yeah, change your messaging. Just be like, I see you, or like, butts forever.
Even I see butts forever. Yes. Yeah, that's what we needed. I see you, butts forever.
I don't know, innocent things.
Innocent things. Yes. But anyway, I think that the iFixit one would have been funny, but to say Big Brother is watching is not a good look at all.
No. And the Masons were here? Were they? I don't know if they'd like that.
And they're talking about the Freemasons.
Of course.
What do you know about the Freemasons, Jess?
I don't know much. I've seen National Treasure.
Okay, I haven't.
Oh,
so I might know less than you.
Well, I don't know. I know that some presidents were put there like a secret society. Some people think it has to do with the Illuminati. I don't really know anything, but it's like some kind of secret society. And I don't think that they would want, I don't think they graffiti where they've been.
I've never seen National Treasure, but I have seen National Treasure 2, 3, and 4.
There's only a 2, so I know you haven't even seen it.
You caught me.
It's like actually legitimately some of Nick Cage's best work. Seriously. Hope is nodding her head. She agrees with me.
That's not saying much.
I could name far worse films.
I mean, Wicker Man is number 1.
Haven't seen it, but I've seen the YouTube montage of all his finest moments.
Technically, if you've seen that, you've seen the movie.
Oh, I've seen it then.
Yes.
I've seen Wicker Man 2, 3, and 4.
So anyway, another thing that I was thinking is like somebody had to fabricate this, right?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to put it like a joke, like message you write in somewhere, but you're actually typing something out and getting a screen printer to print this in. It's some kind of white printing on a black ribbon inside this device. It's just weird.
Very intentional.
WTH Facebook. This is not a good look.
No, not a good look. But we had fun with it, so whatever. All right, and now it's time for this week's
Cool Tool.
And as a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners. Something super useful this week if you want to get into structured data and you use WordPress. This week's Cool Tool is Yoast SEO, specifically version 11.0. So for those of you that don't know, just quickly, Yoast SEO is a WordPress plugin that helps you optimize your site. It has easy solutions for things like title tags and sitemaps, duplicate content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But why is it on this week's Cool Tool, Jess?
Because now this latest version,
11.0,
they have made it super easy to implement structured data on your site. The goal, obviously, being giving Google as much information as possible about the content on your site and what your site in general is about. So it's actually pretty neat. We'll link to it in the show notes, of course. But there's screenshots of how you implement this. And I feel like a lot of clients that we deal with or, webmasters are afraid to implement structured data because it's difficult.
It has traditionally been a tough execution, especially for people that don't have massive resources, massive development resources.
Yes. It's because there's a lot of code involved, obviously. Yes. And if you screw it up, it's not going to work.
Yes.
So this is really awesome because this, again, is a WordPress plugin and Yoast has made it so easy. They just ask you a couple questions about your site or about a piece of content and you fill in information like a person, whether your site's about a person or an organization, anything like this is the date in my article or the author. You literally just type in what the answer to their question is and they do the rest for you. So it's pretty cool. They also have added structured data to some of their other their add-ons, their local SEO and news, as well as their WooCommerce add-ons. So you can add additional schema around any physical business locations that you have, specific news articles or products on your site. So again, they're really pushing the envelope with this and making it super, super simple so that you don't necessarily need those development resources to get this done if you're using WordPress.
And in that full disclosure statement, I have not tried this with any clients. We typically use development resources here to get that done.
Yeah.
And you may find some limitations. It's one of those things, plugins can get you a good chunk of the way there, but they may not be the end all be all for your specific needs. So might not be that silver bullet. Is that it? Magic bullet? Silver bullet?
Silver bullet, right?
I think
you're trying to kill a werewolf?
Oh, you kill a werewolf with a Coors Light?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's too cold.
Yeah. Van Helsing was like, where's the beer? They don't make that in this time period. That was a terrible joke. I failed. It's okay. But yeah, so it's not a silver bullet, but it is going to get, so you can shoot the werewolf even if you don't slay it, maybe.
Yeah, just freeze him to death with with a Coors Light. All right, and that brings us to this week's must-read marketing article of the week, an article too in-depth, too detailed for us to cover in its entirety on today's show. This week's article comes from Glenn Alsop of Detailed, and the name of the article is Advanced Google Chrome Bookmarklets for SEOs, a detailed guide. And what Glenn has done formerly of, or maybe currently of Viper Chill, I think his Twitter handle is @Viper Chill.
That's a cool Twitter handle.
Yeah, he can handle the silver bullets apparently.
For snakes.
Yes. And he put together a fantastic article that broke down some of the hacks that he's got for his Chrome browsing experience. And he calls them bookmarklets. It's not actually bookmarking site specifically, but a little bit of some code or some instructions, essentially, that can help you save time. And that's what I love. And I thought that it was interesting with his first paragraph where he talked about the fact that people wondered how he did things so fast on his YouTube videos. And he's like, oh, I'm going to show you. And he gives a bunch of cool bookmarklets that show you how to find common site issues with a single click, how to open multiple queried tabs, how to instantly extract up to 100 URLs from Google search results, highlight all links on a page with a no-follow attribute, which is cool. You can just hit this little bookmarklet and everything will be highlighted that has no follow. Quickly check for plagiarism or duplicate content on any website on Google. That they use a lot of kind of standard Google search operators, but it saves a lot of time. And it's one of these things, you should read this article and bookmark each one of these little things. And he's got some different code for like Ahrefs versus SEMrush and things like that can help you get to where you want to do.
Nice.
But it's really time saving, which is what I like. So do yourself a favor, future you. We're having a conversation. Go to detailed.com, load everything up that you think you would ever use, and then just put it in a folder. And when you need to know, hey, I want to see duplicate content from this term, boom, it goes right from that page and finds the duplicate content. awesome article. It's genius from Glenn. So make sure you check that out. Thank you, Glenn.
Yes, and your future you will thank you as well. And that does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Remember, you can catch everything from the show on marketingoclock.com. While you're there, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
And we will see you next week.